Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my kiddos. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. And this is episode 241. I got my coffee and my my knitting Jedi mug, pumpkin spice creamer. And today is Friday, February 2nd, 2024. And it is 8:54 a.m. We made it to February. Here we go. This is my YouTube channel where I share my knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I'm up to. Today it is all knitting today. I will have my show notes right down there. You just click the word more right under the title, click the word more. Everything should drop down to you for you. I will have all my show notes down there. I can't talk today. I'll have all my finished objects, my whips, all the links to all the things, yarns, bags, patterns, my Ravelry group, Instagram, my email, all that stuff will be down there for you. I do have my 2 knit-alongs hosted over in my Ravelry group. Knit All the Scraps 2024 and Knit All the MKALs 2024. So if you're interested, go over there and check it out. The MKALs are Stephen West mystery knit-alongs. Scraps is pretty much just knit scraps. That's it. Or crochet. You can crochet. All right, I have 3 finished objects. 1 you have not even seen as whip. 2 of them are big. They're big ones. I will have reading and watching later. I will also be talking about my grams in and out for for January. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's my spiel. Yeah. How about we do stash stats for January 1st before we get into the whips and the finished objects. I forgot to tell you what I'm wearing, but here's my notebook that I keep my stats in. And if you're new here, that's Henrietta, my emotional support chicken / co-host of the podcast. So this is my Aurora Cabin shawl. I made a scrappy version. So I pretty much did like 8 sections and did my own colors. I love the rainbow sections. They're the best. And I ended with rainbow at the bottom. Beautiful. This is all a knit pick stroll. So that is what I'm wearing today. I'm also wearing my knit shirt. I need to slow down or something. I'm getting tangled in my shawl here. I'm tangled. What's going on? Okay. Oh my. It's been a day already. But it's Friday. Okay, now we will get on with the stats. I blew January right out of the water. Apparently I was on a mission for January. I finished, let's see, how many FOs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 8 finished objects for January. Let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of socks. A shawl, spoiler alert. A crocheted basket. And Henrietta. So yeah, I had a array of finished objects in January. So here, this is how I do some of my planning. I got this idea from Nitty Natty and I kind of just did my own thing. So here's my in and out. So I added 340 grams. I got 2 sock sets and then my yarn. My Freckled Whimsy Clubs. Love them. Look at this. 1,846. What? That's right. Almost 2,000 grams. Whoa. So Henrietta was 621 grams. What other? My basket, my crocheted basket that I think I showed last week or a couple weeks ago, that was 336 grams. And my shawl that I'm going to show here in a minute was 562 grams. And believe it, out of all of these scraps, I still have scraps. I don't know what's going on. I feel like after all of these scrappy projects, I'm like really focused on using the scraps. I don't know if I'm going to have scraps at the end of the year. We'll see. So this was 621 grams because I stuffed it with scraps. So that's why it's so much. I did not use polyfill. I decided, my daughter had some. I didn't want to use it because it was hers. I think she bought it with her own money even. So, and I was like, I don't want to go to the store. I don't want to go to Joann. Because when I'm in Joann, bad things happen, right? We all know this. It's not just me. So I'm like, wait a second. I have all these bags with like little bits of yarn. Like 1 to 5 grams, maybe 1 to 4 grams. And I was saving them for scrappy socks, but I still have a big bag. And I decided to stuff my chicken with it. So that is that. Yeah, finished. Oh, it was, January was glorious. Let's hope that February's going off for a good start. I'll talk about that in a minute. I don't want to spoil anything. All right, let's do finish objects. I finished my mom's socks, and this is the last pair for her for Christmas. High five. So I usually make her 4 pairs for Christmas. So I'm done with her present. That feels so good. This is West Yorkshire Spinners in the colorway Silent Night, her all-time favorite. I think I asked her and she's like, I think I have 6 pairs out of this colorway. So she's like, almost has a week worth. She's like, I always grab them. I love them. So she will have 2 pairs that has the heel flap and gusset since I switched. But so this is the pattern is Vanilla Socks on Magic Loop by Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. 64 stitches. I do 12 rows of 2x2 rib. US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. I need to wake up. So that's the recipe for like pretty much all of my socks. I did 70 rows for the leg and then 12 rows of rib. And yeah, I love them. I love doing just like all one color, like the heel flap and the gusset. It's just, there's only 2 ends to weave in. It's magical. So, yep. These are for her. Done. I didn't think I was going to finish these. I think I finished these on Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to have a finished pair of socks for the episode. Ooh, I made it. I squeaked it in. All right, finish object number 1. Finish object number 2. This is a big one. This is where a lot of my time went this week. It's not blocked because I finished on Tuesday. I wasn't sure it would be dry in time because this is fingering weight held double, so it's very squishy. And I wanted to show it to you before it's blocked. So I have all my ends are woven in and everything, but they haven't been snipped. So this is the Marled Magic Shawl by Stephen West. This is one of the mystery knit-alongs. I think it was 2017. I think he had 2 mystery shawls for 2017. Because I remember I was doing the math, or not the math, I was trying to lay out each year and I'm like, wait a second. There's 14 shawls. That doesn't equal from 2011 to 2023. So I don't know. Anyway, this was one of them. Fingering weight held double. I used a US 8. I don't know what else to say. I guess we will unroll it. Are you ready for this? This was the shawl that was 560 some grams. Right? Probably helped because I added some embellishments. 562. Yes, I probably cheated because I haven't trimmed them yet. I'm gonna trim them, but whatever. All right, are you ready? I did I-cord bind off in Shawl, Ash, and Dove Heather. I did not have any black. Oh, here we go. Look at this. It's massive. We got one tassel. Ignore some of the strings down there. We got one tassel. And I have another tassel. So I'm probably gonna trim it. It's my first time making tassels, so it's not the greatest. But I'll probably trim them like maybe here-ish. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe here-ish. I don't know. Probably somewhere around there. I will trim them. So I got one tassel down there. Bracing the tassels. We'll see how I like this. I could always remove them if they become bothersome. And when I block it, I won't soak these. Yeah, this one's kind of wonky. Whatever. It's a tassel. And yeah. So here it is. I finished it. Oh my word, it's beautiful. I used all scraps. Or I guess the Stroll and the Dove Heather, I had balls in my stash. And then look at the braid. I don't know if you can see it. There's the braid. It's really hard to show here. The braid gets bigger. And then it adds a tassel at the end. So yeah, when I soak this, I will make sure the tassels are not in the water. I'll just have them hanging over the edge. I thought about, I'm like, maybe I should have added the tassels after I blocked it, but I already added the tassels, so it's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll have them over the tub. Oh, look at this. I used a lot of greens, but I did use my pop of hot pink. Yes, yes, yes. So this is the shawl. So now I finished 4, so I got 10 more to go. There's 2 of them that I'm not very excited to knit. I'm gonna be honest. So I don't know if I will ever knit all of these. The texture time is number 1. And the second one is the speckle pop. The shape is kind of weird on that. So those are the 2 that I'm like, they might be the last ones I knit. I don't know. Maybe as I know a lot of you are like, well, just do them right now and get them over with, but I don't know. So I have yarn for the Starflake and the building blocks. And I was gifted 4 skeins for the exploration station, but I might use it for a different one. I haven't decided yet. So, yep. Hopefully I will be wearing this next week. It is so squishy. Love it. I did the brioche. So proud of myself. So, yep. This is the shawl, the Marled Magic. I will block this probably this weekend. Woo! That's probably why it's 500 grams. It's because of the tassel, and it's fingering weight held double. All right, now we have the last finished object that I thought it was going to be a whip. I typed up all my notes yesterday after lunch, and then I finished this set item. So after I record today, I have to go back and fix my notes because I finished it. Are you ready? If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what it is. Okay, we're gonna do a little side view here because I'm weird like that. Oh, look, chickens. One chicken, two chicken. Screenshot. Oh, I finished another chicken. Her head's a little crooked. It's okay. So this is the emotional support chicken. I will link the video, not the video. I will link the pattern, either the pattern or my project page. I don't remember what I did, but it will be down there. So this one is a little bit heavier. This one was 621 grams. This one was 642 grams. Stuff this one a little bit more, I guess. I mean, it doesn't look like it's, I'm looking at my notes here. 642. And I finished this yesterday, so February is starting out with a bang. I'm already at 642. And so far I've only bought my 2 Freckle Whimsy clubs, so I'm doing good. But my Yarnable will be renewed here in the next week-ish. I also stuffed her with yarn. My daughter, this is for my daughter, my youngest. She picked out the colors. She wanted it to look like the chicken was wearing a sweater, and I think she nailed it. She wanted blues, greens, and purples. That's what I had. There's the bottom. I did so much better seaming this. It was excellent. I guess I am getting the hang of mattress stitch. Oh, it's beautiful. I did such a good job. So this is her chicken. She has not named it yet. She's still in the process of thinking what to name it. I did 3 strands of fingering weight held together on a US 7. I did put safety eyes on it. I don't know what size they are. I have a big stash of eyeballs and I just picked out what looks good. When I knit this one, I used the what is it? The pattern was updated. I used the updated pattern and I did not have any problem. Because she does have a video, a YouTube video linked, which was helpful for like how she did the wraps and turns. And I did crochet the top together. She did not want, I think you're supposed to use like this color to stitch it together. She's like, I just want white. I'm like, okay. Like, isn't it beautiful? Attack of the Chickens. That might be the title. And I might have to actually do a screenshot because I'm afraid YouTube's not going to pick this. Chickens! Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, I think the trickiest part is like the head because there's a lot of short rows going on. But I think other than that, I think it's okay. There is lots of counting involved, but that's probably just because I don't like using stitch markers for the wrap and turns. I don't know. I just didn't want to be bothered. So here we go. Here's my chicken, or my daughter's chicken. Now my oldest daughter said, I asked her, I'm like, do you want me to make you a chicken? Because, you know, fair is fair that we all have to have our own chickens. I might still do it, but she said she wanted to look for her own pattern. She likes to crochet, and she said she found some chicken patterns. So I might wait and maybe make her one for Christmas as a surprise. I was going to give this to my daughter for Christmas, but she was so darn excited that she's like, I can't wait till Christmas. How dare you make me wait till Christmas after I've been seeing you work on it. So I'm just, this is a pre-Christmas present. So I told her I wanted to show it on my podcast and then I would put it back on her bed. Oh, a string fell out of my shawl. Probably one of my tassels did not hold. Oops. We're going to put that in my jar. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of, on my stories, of a jar I found to put all my tails in that I'm going to start collecting when I cake up my yarn. because my daughter steals my other ones that when I weave in ends. And I'm going to start collecting them because I want to use it for stuffing, to make stuffed animals, because I am obsessed. I want to thank all of you from last week's episode, commented for all of the stuffed animal, knitted stuffed animal designers. And the ones that you guys recommended were the ones that I remember seeing. I just couldn't remember what their names were. So thank you. And I had some people gift me some patterns. I was not expecting that. So thank you for that. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a gnome. I don't know if it's going to be this month or not. We'll see. Maybe. Right now I'm feeling like I miss working on socks. All this, you know, shawl and chicken, and I haven't been working on socks that much. So this week might be heavy on the socks. But I don't know, I might start a gnome. Who knows? I still have enough yarn to stuff it. So we'll see. We'll see how fiddly it is. I'm not sure if I should start with like one that's like fingering weight held double, so it's a little bit, you know, thicker. But I don't have a problem working on tiny needles. So I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. But I feel like a gnome is coming. You might see one next week. You might not. We'll see. Okay, that is all of my finished objects. Now I have 2 whips. I was able to start a sock. I don't have a lot done, but the bag is Mountain State Stitches. This was the yarn that I unwrapped last week from the mystery skein pile there. The Cozy Knitter. And this is Celebrate the Night. Yeah, Friday I did wind this up and I cast on the cuff, and then it just sat there until pretty much Wednesday. I think I worked on it in the evening a few times, but I don't have much. I do have a full repeat done, so I don't have to get the cake out. And when I wound this up, I'm like, it goes in rainbow order. What? I mean, kind of. I mean, there's no orange, but you know. So we have red, pink, yellow, green, blue, purple. And that is my stressed out snowman. Anxious snowman, because that's me. Especially for these next 2 weeks. I'll explain why in a little bit. And the snow's all melting, so he's not having a good time. Yeah, magic loop, 64 stitches. I think I told you everything about my needles. I use the Chiaogoo red lace needles, 32-inch cord. And this is all I got done. I do not have the second sock cast on. I'm going to have these match. And it did come with, I had to cut it, but it did come with a mini. It's this blue color. I probably do heels, maybe toes. I don't know yet. I do love a stripy toe, so we'll see. So that's what we got. If you're curious about my markers, I will link a video down below. Love it. So I'm going to work on these today. Probably all day. Every moment that I can squeeze in today. Did I say Twin Mountain Handcrafts? I don't know if I did. Twin Mountain Handcrafts. Their website shop is linked down below all the time because those are my favorite markers right now. Love them. All right, this is the last time you're probably going to see this in this bag because oh, it's getting full. This is my Cozy Memories blanket, my DK one. So I think I'll just keep my scraps in here and I won't be showing the bag anymore. I'll just show the blanket. This bag is the Delicue Snap, and I think you can get it on Jimmy Bean's Wool. So yeah, I'll keep my needles in there and my yarn. It's a little more roomy. I got my snips. Love those. All right, I think I did 3 squares this week. 1, 2, yes I did. So I have 3 more, and I will have another row done. So I'm using the Coziest Memories by Kemper Ray. I'm doing a DK weight version, so I'm using 20 stitches by 20 stitches. I also have a project page listed down below for this, and how I do my ends. So they have V's, so it's easier to pick up. I will have how I do that over there. So I'm holding fingering weight double, a US 4, yep, US 4 3.5 millimeter. I wanted to do 5s maybe, but I have signature needles and they're in the process of going out of business. So I ordered some, and one of them, they had to refund me. I guess they ran out. So I have 4s, and that was it. So I have 4s, and I have, I think it's 2.5. I don't remember, for fingering weight. Which makes me sad. They were pricey, but oh man, they're the best needles for these scrappy projects. So I'm going to cherish them forever and pray that I don't lose them, because oh man, this one is bright. So these are the squares I got done this week. I believe this was a row 1. I think this was a row 1 too. I don't know. And then I have no idea what this one is. I think it was just a mini. It's the same mini I did this chicken in. I worked on that square, and my daughter's like, oh, can you put that in my chicken? So I said, yep, I'm done with it in the square. So those 3, and those are the other 3 that I'll probably finish. I don't know, I just like doing them in 3s. I don't know. On Sundays, I put in my 3 squares, and that's what's bringing me joy. It's 12 squares across. I don't know how wide I'm going to make it. Since this is like DK weight, it's going to be heavy, and it's probably going to stretch a little. So I didn't want to make it too big, but I can always, if I like get 4 or 5 rows in, 3 rows in, and I'm like, this needs to be longer, I can easily add more squares if I want to. So, and I think that's it. I have been weaving in my ends. Yes. Yep. All right. I'm not a liar. So when I get the 4 squares done, I weave it in. So that's why these ends are not woven in yet, but I do my squares and I weave in the ends, and then I move on to another project. Oh, but I love these. I love this blanket so much. I might be casting on a fingering weight version, which is what the pattern's made for, on my birthday, but I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll see what happens when my birthday comes around. I might be, you know, August is a long ways away. I might have a squirrel moment. So that is my blanket. Love it. All right, and that is all of my whips. That's it. I also do not have any yarn stash today, or acquisitions. Any yarn stash. That is a big lie. But I did check my tracking for my Freckled Whimsy clubs and my Yarnable, and they're coming today, I think. So yeah, I got some yarn coming today. I was kind of bummed that they're both coming on the same day, because that is all of my acquisitions for the whole month. So it's like, oh, that's it. It's okay. So far, I am doing excellent. Also, with my grams in and out, I have a spreadsheet. I will share it. It's in my Instagram stories. Every month, I will share my the layout. I'm not sharing the actual spreadsheet because my husband made it for me, and I don't know how to share something like that for people to use. But it will be in my highlights in my Instagram, so you can look at it and maybe like make your own or tweak it a little bit. Yeah, I have I have 3 like spreadsheets. I have one for grams in and out. I have one for purchases, and then I have like a summary that has my purchases, my grams in and out, and also my WIP, or not my WIP, my FO count. That was a new addition that we added this year, and I'm excited to like see how many stuff I have knit throughout the year. Like, instead of like waiting till the end. I do keep track of how many socks I knit, but not other things like shawls and blankets and chickens. So that's over on my Instagram highlights if you would like to check it out. Okay, reading and watching, and then life stuff, and also we have some knitting questions. I forgot from last week. So we'll do reading and watching real fast. Reading, I finished A Court of Mist and Fury. I finished it. Oh my word, it's good. I am now going to be switching over to audiobooks for those because I really need to finish those, because the Fantasy Fangirls are going to soon be doing their like deep dive talk about those episodes or those books. And they're going to be talking about the whole series. So I want to read all of it before I start watching them. And I really love those girls. So I need to pick up the pace. I have 3 books left. One of them is like a novella. It's a short one. But I can do audiobooks so much faster. So I'm finally getting back into the groove of the audiobooks. I think that was my issue with my reading. I didn't do audiobooks this year or last year. So I finished that. I was reading it on my Kindle. I started listening to, I used one of my Audible credits because I love Star Trek. My favorite is the Star Trek Next Generation. That is my favorite. I love Patrick Stewart. And Patrick Stewart did a memoir. It's called Making It So. And he read it. So that's like, usually I'm not a big like autobiography reader, but I love Patrick Stewart, and when I found out he was reading it, I'm like, I'm using one of my credits. I have about 4 hours left. Yeah. Oh, so good. I'm learning a lot about Patrick Stewart that I never knew. So if you're into that, I would check it out. I love listening to his voice. I love his voice so much. So that's my reading. So once I finish the Patrick Stewart book, I'm going to move over to whatever the next ACOTAR book is. I don't know what it's called, but I'm excited. That's it for reading. I also started reading something on my Kindle. I just started it last night, so I will talk about it next week. Oh, it's a Terry Pratchett book. That is the spoiler, I guess. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Okay, that's it for reading, watching. So my husband and I are watching Vincis Demons. It has certain vibes. I'm getting Game of Thrones. Kind of like Sherlock. What else? Merlin, kind of, but no dragons. So it's not really kind of Game of Thrones, but there's no dragons in it. It's all right. It's interesting. My husband's like, it's very, very gory. It is rated MA. It's not for children. Not for children at all. So, it's a little gory. There's some violence in there. And some adult themes. So if you like that thing, then go for it. I mean, it's okay. But I don't think my husband wants to continue with it because he's not into the gory stuff as much. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but there's 3 seasons and we're watching it on Tubi. So we'll probably finish the season I think there's 3 seasons. I think it got canceled after 3 seasons. So I don't know if it's going to have a good ending. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it on my own, but I am trying to get through Doctor Who. So it might be a long time before I finish it. So I am watching, I think I've talked about, I finished season 9 last week. I'm almost done with season 10. So close. I think I have like maybe 4 episodes left. So that will be done. And I'll probably start season 11. And season 11 is the last season with Doctor number 3. And then we get into Tom Baker, my favorite. I think Tom Baker has like 5 or 7 seasons. I'm here for it. I've probably seen a lot of them already. But I want to rewatch them and watch them in order. Because when I watched them before, they were not in order. It was just random. Which made it a little hard with sometimes. With some episodes. So yeah, that's it for reading and watching. We'll probably be watching 6 Feet Under season 4 at some point. Yep, we finished season 3. So yeah, that's it for reading and watching. Life stuff. The snow is melting. The snow is almost all gone. I forgot to talk about this last week. We have like 3 piles in our yard from where we shoveled, and it's gone. I don't know what's going on. It's been like in the low 40s all week. Next Thursday and Friday, it's gonna be mid 50s. This is February. Are we getting like a fake spring? And then we're gonna get dumped on with more snow? I don't know. This is not normal. I feel like we have snow on the ground for all of February, but it decided to all melt. So that is the weather update. I think the high today is 38. It's a little bit colder, but I'm not gonna complain. It's a nicer walking weather. What else? Oh, the dreaded jury duty has commenced. I am on call for the next 10 days. Cross your fingers for me. Pray for me. I know it's not horrible. It's just annoying, I guess is what I'm saying, because I can't bring knitting or crocheting. What am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to sit there? It's so annoying. So I might have less content this week. I am hoping, like, if I get called on Friday, this week, I think we're going to be gone on Saturday, but I'll probably be able to record on Sunday, so you'll still have a Monday episode. So I have a plan B. I will still be here, but I might be annoyed. I just get called all the time, and it's just really annoying, that's all. I think this is like my 7th time since 2010. Probably 2011. It's just getting ridiculous. And my husband has only been called once, and I think that's what's irritating to me. I feel like they put a red flag on me because I'm not working. I don't know. It's probably not, but it seems very suspicious. So at 5 p.m. today, I can call and see if they need me on Monday. And then I have to call every day after that. So just cross your fingers for me. And if I have to go, cross your fingers for me that I don't get picked. But I just have to sit there for 3 hours, and then I can come home. 2 or 3 hours and just come home and not deal with this, because at least the roads will be nice, it seems like. So I won't have to deal with driving in snow, which might be a bad thing. You know, if the weather was bad, maybe they would just cancel it, but. So I'm a little stressing out a little. So far I have not bought any yarn. I'm hanging in there. Just trying to take it day by day. So I want these next 2 weeks to fly by really fast and get this over with and hopefully I'm not picked and I can just move on with my life. Okay, so I have some knitting questions from, I had a Ask Me Anything like a couple weeks ago, and I went through some questions last week. So let's see. How many hours a day / week do you knit? This is an interesting question because I don't really keep track. I knit at every moment that I can. I am a stay-at-home mom, so I do have, and my kids go to school, so I do have from, you know, when they leave to when they get back, I have that big chunk of knitting time. So that's what, like 6 or 7 hours, minus, you know, time for a walk and eating lunch and, you know, chores and all that stuff, errands I have to do. So I would say probably like 6 to, maybe on a good day, get 10 hours. If I don't have to go anywhere, if I'm home by myself, I'll say anywhere to 6 to 10 hours, maybe a little more, we'll see. So I would say 6 to 10 hours a day. Weekends, I don't seem to get as much knitting done because we're either doing things, or it seems like whenever everybody is home, I don't know, I don't usually have, I think one day I do laundry during the weekend, but I feel like I don't have very many chores and errands that I have to do. But when everybody's around, it seems like I don't get to knit that much. That's okay. Yeah, I think that's it for that question. All right. How long have I been knitting? Oh, that's a good question too. So I think, so when I was like really little, I was like hardcore cross stitch, sometimes some plastic canvas. I did probably, the cross stitch was probably my longest, like long-term craft. I don't do it as much anymore, but I do love it. Occasionally I will, you know, do it. Maybe this year, I don't know, we'll see. And then let's see, probably my early 20s, I started doing crochet. I think I mostly just did blankets. I think I only did blankets, and then I got tired of blankets, and then I wanted to knit dishcloths. So I taught myself how to do that, and that was the only knitting that I did until probably, I want to say 2017. I don't know how I came about the knitting community here. YouTube, Instagram, I don't know. It was like 2017. I was like, there's more you can knit than just dishcloths. What? You can knit socks, sweaters, hats, mittens? And I just fell deep into the knitting. So yeah, there was like a long time between where I was just knitting dishcloths. I was knitting for me, for my parents, for my mom, for gifts, and that's all I did. I did knit the dishcloths, I crocheted blankets, and I did cross stitch. And yeah, and then about 2017, so was that 8 years? I think that's 8 years. That's a lot of knitting. I remember I found, it was on Periscope. Do you guys remember Periscope? Knit24 on Periscope. I found her, and then once I heard her talking about all of her stuff every day, it's like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I saw her Cozy Memories, and I'm like, I've only knit dishcloths. Can I knit that blanket? And she's like, yes, you can. And look at where I am. She's not on Periscope anymore, but she does her Instagram lives, and occasionally I watch them. I never catch them live, but I do occasionally do the replays. I love Sue, and that is the Legacy Fiber Arts duo, Sue and Chelsea. So I can thank her for my knitting, whatever you want to call it, my getting sucked into the knitting. All right, I think I have one last question. Who taught me to knit? Me. I did. My mom does not knit. My grandma does not knit. I don't think anybody in my family knits. My mother-in-law knits and crochets. I believe one of my aunts knits dishcloths, but I don't know if she knits anything else or if she even still does that. So yeah, I got a book back when I worked at Joann's. I gotta use my employee discount and I got a teach yourself how to knit book. And that's where I started. And from that book, I figured out how to do dishcloths. And then YouTube appeared, and holy moly, that's when I'm like, all of these tutorials for socks and shawls and sweaters, and oh my, I fell in head first. So yeah, I taught myself to knit. Kind of wish I had a story like, oh, when I was like 8, my grandma taught me to knit, but no. My grandma on my dad's side died when I was a baby, so I don't remember her at all. And my mom's mom, she does a little bit of sewing and crochet. She doesn't do that anymore. She's like 90. Yeah, I think she turned 90 last year, so she doesn't really do that much anymore, but yeah. So I guess my grandma, my mom, and me, we all done crochet. My mom used to crochet too, but she doesn't anymore. So she is a sewer. She likes to do quilts. And she does cross stitch sometimes. But well, yeah, I think that is all of my questions. Yeah, looking at my notes here, I think I talked about everything. So goals for this week. Try not to stress out about jury duty. I'm gonna dread like 5 p.m. every day checking that website. I would like to work on socks. I think the next 2 weeks with this stress, I might just want to knit on socks because it's easy. I will be looking into the gnome pattern that I was gifted. It was the Choose Your Gnome Adventure. I did see that pattern before this person gifted it to me. I'm like, ooh, I think this is the one I might want to get because it has different hat patterns, it has different noses, it has different beards. So I thought it would be nice to like try some easy. I might just do like a striped hat because I have lots of self-striping. So after I finish my socks, my cozy knitter socks, I'm going to knit a pair of socks for Amy because I'm going to try to do one a month. I have scraps. She said she was going to send me some yarn. If she doesn't, it's fine. I have scraps. And yeah, I'm going to do this all year round. So I'm not pressured, or I'm not going to stress my friend out. She said she'd get to it, and she will get to it when she gets to it. I have lots of yarn to hold me while I wait. Sorry for mentioning that, Amy. I know you watch. I'm not trying to bug you. I'm sorry. Okay. I think that's it. We're at almost 50 minutes, which is bonkers for me. How can I sit here and talk to you guys for 50 minutes? It still baffles me that I can sit here. My nose is so itchy. Okay, I think that's it. Send out your good vibes for the jury duty thing. Oh my. Maybe that's why my nose is itchy. I'm starting to get hives or something. Yeah, so send out your good thoughts, your good vibes. that I don't get picked. It has happened before where I've not gotten called in. Only happened once. But, you know, out of the 7 times, I think another not call in or not needed would be nice. Hopefully whatever cases that we're going to have, that they settled and we're gonna move on. Or maybe like the judges want to take some vacation time. Yeah, I think the judges need some, you know, a couple weeks off. Maybe some of them, or maybe just one. I don't know how many judges and how many cases they have every month, but I think they deserve a little vacation. Yeah, I think they should go to Hawaii. Yeah. So, yep, that's me. I'm trying not to think about it. Just trying to take deep breaths, just keep on knitting. I think I would feel a little better if I was able to bring my knitting, but whoever thought of that obviously doesn't knit and obviously does not understand that I can't just sit there. I get fidgety. I guess I understand like not knitting during the trial. I mean, that makes sense. Kind of. I mean, I don't have to look. I can pay attention and knit. Do it all the time. I think it's mostly like they don't want you to injure people with your knitting needles. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going to injure somebody if I don't have my knitting needles. Anyway, it's a dumb rule. I'm going to stop talking about it and stop complaining about it. But give me your good thoughts, good vibes. I'm going to need them, okay? Thanks for watching. I hope you're all okay and not as stressed out as I am. And hopefully I will record on Friday. If not, I will record on Sunday. I will still have a Monday episode. We'll see how much content I have. So, like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them right down there. And hopefully I will see you next week. Bye.